Namaskar students. In part 1 of chapter 3 Discovering Tut, the saga continues. You have studied about death of King Tut, his mummy, Howard Carter and his findings. Now in part 2 you will study the remaining portion of the chapter. So let's begin with part 2. Archaeology and its progressive changes. Earlier, a scientific study of human antiquities were there. Now, an investigative scientific study of human antiquities, less focus on treasures and more focus on mysteries of life and death. Now, more sophisticated tools are used. Examples of modern archaeology. In 1968, more than 40 years after Howard Carter's discovery, an anatomy professor x-rayed the mummy of King Tut and he revealed an astonishing fact. And what was that? Beneath the ritual raisins that covered his chest, Tut's backbone and front ribs were missing. Another tool of modern technology, CT scanning, in which hundreds of x-rays in cross-section arranged like bread slices to create a three-dimensional virtual body, and it is also known as diagnostic imaging. Two questions are still unanswered about Tut. And what are these two questions? That first, how did King Tut die? And second question, how old was he at the time of his death? King Tut and his ancestors. King Tut's demise was a big event, even by royal standards, as he was the last ruler of his family. His funeral meant the end of a royal dynasty, but the facts of his death and his consequences are unclear. Amenhotep III, he was King Tut's father or grandfather. He ruled 18th dynasty for 40 years. He was a powerful king. King Tut and his ancestors, part 2. Amenhotep IV. He succeeded Amenhotep III and brought far-reaching drastic changes. He discouraged the worship of Amun, a major sea god, and destroyed his images, idols and temples. He appointed Sun as a reigning deity and prompted the world of Aten, the sun disk. He changed his name to Akhenaten. He moved the religious capital from Thebes to Akhetaten, now known as Amarna. King Tut and his ancestors, part 3, Smenkhare. Ray Johnson, the director of University of Chicago's Research Center, referred to Akhenaten IV rule as horrific time because he called him odd king. He said it must have been a terrible time for the people because the family that had ruled for centuries was coming to an end. After Akhenaten's death, a mysterious ruler, Smenkhare, ruled for a brief period and he departed with hardly any sign. Finally, a young Tutankhaten ascended the throne. He changed his name to Tutankhamun and oversaw a restoration of religious sway reigning deity Amun. He was known as the name of King Tut and he ruled for 9 years and died unexpectedly. Egyptian Mummy Project. It began in inventory in 2003. King Tut is one mummy among many in Egypt. No one knows how many mummies there are in Egypt. The Egyptian Mummy Project has recorded almost 600 and is still counting. King Tut's mummy was the first mummy to be scanned to ascertain the secret of his death by a portable scanner, a portable CT scan machine donated by National Geographic Society. King Tut's entire body was scanned. On the first night of scan, workmen carried him from the tomb and rose it on a hydraulic lift into a trailer that held the scanner. However, initially the costly scanner could not function properly because of sand in the cooler fan, and it was a minor snag. But soon all the hurdles were crossed, and after the scan, the King Tut was returned to his coffin to rest in peace. Tut scanned had to toe, resulting in 1700 digital X-rays images in cross section. Egyptian Mummy Project Part 2. Tuts had scanned in 0.62 mm slices. The CT scan showed an astonishing image of King Tut and his entire body very clearly. It showed a grey head, neck vertebrate, a hand, several images of ribcage and a section of skull. Results of scan studied and debated upon by the specialists in radiology, forensics and anatomy. Zahi Hawass was relieved that nothing had seriously gone wrong, and he expresses his satisfaction and relief that after the successful completion of the scanning procedure. As the technicians left the trailer, they saw the star constellation which the ancient Egyptians knew as the soul of Osiris, the god of afterlife. They felt as if the god was watching over the boy king. So children, this was the end of part 2 as well as the chapter. I hope you all have understood this. Thank you and have a good day.